Hi guys, I know, I guess I'm here to do an review of episode 17 of Bleach. So basically about this episode of Bleach, where Ichigo he's basically continuing his fight against Renji and also Rukio's brother also too. Now, generally, to be honest with you, I'm just gonna say this right now. Just gonna say this right now. Some people may think that Ichigo is way more powerful than Rukiy's brother or and also Renji also too. However, I really don't think that's really not the case because especially this early, based in this anime, because Ichigo he's just a human. That's all he just is, and stuff like that. And you could just tell by the way the words were Renji was saying, so and stuff like that. He said that he's been having this on plateau for almost 2,000 years, so that makes him like 2,000 years old or something like that. But even though they are not humans, but even though they look like they are humans, which they are not, even though the base of their job is supposed to protect the world, and Ichigo's job is supposed to be, he's I mean, well, he can go into Soul Society, but even though the Soul Society, I wouldn't say they don't respect him or something like that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. But it just seems to me that Ichigo has a job. What he has to do, he has to protect the people around his town and stuff like that. Especially what happened to all his friends and stuff like that, and stuff. Now I definitely do want to say this also too, because I don't think I did not mention this based on the later parts of the episode and some of the episodes, because when the people of his friends are right next to right, are pretty close to Ichigo, is that to me is that they're feeding off his powers on the them. What I mean is that they may not know what kind of powers do they have or something like that, because it's kind of like a disease. That's what it kind of is, because just like with the COVID-19 and stuff like that, because it's kind of like a spread. Like I said, for Ichigo, let's just say he's COVID-19. Okay, he's COVID-19. Okay, and then and then most of his whatever it is that the junk that he has spreads onto another person, another person, another person, another person, another person. And the reason why I'm saying it is because that's just how from what I see, as you're looking at this, as you're looking at this, that's basically how, to me, I see that Ichigo is just basically his powers is being drawn into by his friends, But even though his friends does not really even know like what kind of power do they have or stuff like that. I do like Chad. Chad's one of my favorites basically in Zaman. Chad basically seems like he's the kind of guy, he doesn't really talk really all that much. I mean, the reason why I'm saying is because Chad is just basically he doesn't do anything dumb or stupid like that. But some people may think that he is dumb and stupid. But even though those words don't really hurt him, but even though it really doesn't hurt him, I mean, he doesn't even care. But even though he's just pretty much just a calm person, that's all he basically really actually is. And the reason what I mean by is that what I really mean by it is that, especially if his friends were to get hurt, then Chad will pretty much will just to do whatever it takes, and just try to defend his friends. And I understand, and I totally do understand. That's what Chad is supposed to do. Chad is supposed to make sure that, like I said, he's supposed to make sure that his friends are okay. Just like Ichigo. Ichigo likes to do things different or something. Well, I won't say do things different, but I will say it's just, to me, is that I like Ichigo a lot. He's one of my favorites, but Chad is basically one of my top favorites. One of my top favorites, because the man, he is strong, he is powerful, but even though he's not as strong as Ichigo is, because Ichigo has I can't remember what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. I can't remember. Soul Reapers. Yeah, Soul Reapers. That's what they're called. But even though Chad, yeah, like I said, he's strong. Now let's talk about Orderly, whatever his name is. He's basically kind of like the Christian guy, or something like that. He has a cross basically in his hand. He's called a Quincy. I do believe that's what he's called. I think that's what he's called, a Quincy, because Quincy's are supposed to take out the hollow monsters. Means that's basically what basically his sole objective basically is to do. Even though I really did not like the fact where he started this whole fight sequence, basically against against Ichigo, because I think I just think that it was just not really right just to basically just to do that. But even though I want people just to understand, just want people just to understand, I think the reason why he's doing that because he's not trying to prove a point, but he's trying to say he's just trying to say that his powers are far more inferior to a soul reaper, even though as a soul reaper as Ichigo doesn't know really a whole lot to basically just hold up a sword and he can destroy all those monsters and stuff like that. And so, I remember the conversation about when Renji, and Ichigo were basically having, because Renji does make a very good point, because does make a very good point. But even though I will say this, because with the Zanpakuto, which I really cannot wait, which is I think it's called the Black Swordsman or something like that. I think that's what it's called and stuff like that, because I think that the Black Swordsman is some kind of host or something like that, gives him the power and something, and it gives him power, and all that other stuff, and that's just basically what it just basically seems to be. I like all the characters in his anime. There's not really much characters I don't hate or anything. I really don't. I really don't. Now I've also want to talk about what's her name? She's the girl with the orange hair. I forgot her name. Yeah, I did forget her. I did forget her name. Um, I don't know. I don't know. She's the girl with the orange hair. She really likes Ichigo. She really does. I definitely do understand. I know she does love Ichigo really a lot. I know that for a fact. But and anyways, she doesn't have really any attack powers or anything like that. And even though that she has these fairies basically around her, and she supposed to say that these direct commands, saying like reject or I reject or something like that. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's just something that basically it seems to me. But even though she's not very all that strong, but she's definitely does have the powers that basically that can help her friends out, so with that. And I also want to talk about the guy, basically the guy who rescued Odori, and also Ichigo also too. He has to be the guy with the hat, and I think he makes a very good strict takings from what he says, because that he thinks that Ichigo is not ready to go into the Soul Society. The reason why he's saying is that because if Ichigo were to go into the Soul Society, then Ichigo's life will be dead. And that means he will never stand a chance against any of them. And that's why to me the guy with the hat with the cane in his hand, that he wants to challenge Ichigo to do a life or death situation. And the reason why I like that is because that is just better train Ichigo, know how and know what he's doing. I like the part like when he has like this little itty bitty little monster that he's chewing away of his chain, even though that chain is his lifespan. Because the more it goes, the more Ichigo's at risk that he's gonna die, and that he's gonna die. But even though Ichigo doesn't really have much of a choice, so because that's why he has to do something, to do something from not letting himself die. But even though I don't think Ichigo didn't die or something, I don't think so. But it's just basically to me from what I see here is that Ichigo, like I said before, he does not have really much of a choice. But this is a really good way for him to train himself, and without not even dying and stuff like that. Now I cannot wait to see his Zanpakuto, because, like I said, I do love the Zanpakuto. I think there's a replica sword out there or something like that basically similar to Ichigo. I'm not 100% sure, but so yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's the end of this and review. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I definitely do love this episode. This episode was just absolutely just amazing. Really was. It's definitely is one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites of basically this episode, which I can't wait to go into the Soul Society arc, which I cannot wait because I know that's one of my favorite parts of of the anime. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's the end of this anime review. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys like this episode? Do you guys don't like this episode? What do you guys think? I love to hear what you guys have to say. But so yeah, anyways, this is Anwix. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up, and please hit the notification bell also too, so that you guys watching my videos, and please leave a comment below. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Remember, just love you. I love you guys. Please safe. And remember, stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care.